All right, we're back with Christopher Cook from Alliance Insurance Services. He's answering your questions, and of course, the number is at the bottom of your screen. All right, we just recently had that cold snap. Some people's pipes burst. Does insurance cover it when a pipe bursts in your house?
Yes.
Plain and simple, that's it. What should you do, though, if a pipe bursts in your house? Like, what are the things that you should do?
Yeah, stop the water from leaking, get the water turned off, get the water dried up as quickly as possible. Do anything you can to prevent mold growth in your home. But yes, the damage caused by a pipe burst is covered by every homeowner's policy in North Carolina.
All right, let's talk about this because at 5 o'clock, I told the story that you told, that you had a client who lost 2 cars in one weekend because they were stolen from right outside his house.
Yeah, and that really stunk for him because he chose not to have comprehensive insurance coverage on his vehicles. He had what the state mandates, which is liability insurance, but he did not have comprehensive coverage, and comprehensive is what covers theft. And unfortunately, it was a really, really bad weekend.
Okay, we're showing this graphic, and we'll go back to what you just said. This talks about how when your car is stolen and you do have comprehensive coverage, if the actual value of your car is $5,000, but the loan that you have for the car is $7,000, what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, right? But you'll hear when you go to the car dealership often, do you want gap insurance coverage? And in North Carolina and all of the U.S., as far as I'm aware, an auto insurance claim is settled on what's called an actual cash value basis. So the insurance company owes you for the damage to your car, what it would take to repair your car, or what it would take to buy your car.
Okay.
There is no factor or no value assigned to what the loan number of your car is. It is only what would it take me to buy this car. Thankfully, in the last couple of years, no one's been the term upside down on a car no longer exists right now. But as I grew up, that was a term I heard often. But people could get upside down on a car, meaning they owed more on it than it was worth. And hopefully, we don't return to those days, but I expect that we will.
All right, so this person is saying, is there an insurance agency that gives a senior discount for car insurance and for home insurance? Is there such a thing? Because you said my kids got good grades and you could get a discount. So is there a senior discount?
Yes, there are insurance carriers, not agencies, but carriers, because they're the ones that set the rates, that do give discounts. Usually they call it experienced driver or something of that nature. But yes, there are folks that give discounts to mature homeowners and mature drivers.
Okay, so you need to ask for that. The worst that they can say is no.
They're assigning it automatically. You are welcome to ask, but they are assigning it automatically, and their rating factors. Much of the world, much of the rating world especially, has become digitized, so they're picking up on most of those things automatically.
All right, this person, and I think I know the answer to this, but this person says, what happens if your gas furnace dies due to holes in the exchange?
That most likely was due to some sort of maintenance issue, and unfortunately, that's not going to be covered. If your gas furnace died due to holes in the exchange because something fell against it, it was a sudden and accidental damage, then that probably would be covered as an insurance claim. But if it's a wear and tear issue or a maintenance issue, that's an uninsured loss.
Right, yeah, homeowners insurance covers like the emergency stuff. It doesn't cover the maintenance stuff. Like it doesn't give you a new roof unless, of course, there was like a hailstorm or something like that. Okay, all right, this person says, if you discover mold in your home, is it covered by insurance?
Yeah, I hate this answer, but it depends. Mold has started to be picked up more and more by carriers as an endorsement to a homeowner's insurance policy, but in general, something Tanya and you and I have talked about a lot of times, sudden and accidental is what's insured on a homeowner's policy. Mold does not grow overnight, so it can't be sudden, nor can it be accidental. It's usually a long-term damage kind of thing. So mold is often excluded. Insurance carriers have started picking it up a little bit and throwing in some endorsements to cover it to some degree over the last decade or so. But in general terms, mold is neither sudden nor accidental and is oftentimes declined as a claim.
Okay, one more question before we head it to weather. What do you recommend having as a deductible for homeowners insurance?
I don't know that anyone's going to like this answer, but what can you afford? That has changed over time. $1,000 deductible when I got in this business 20 years ago was a lot of money. And while it is still a lot of money, many more viewers can stomach $1,000 deductible than could have 20 years ago. So that's really more relative to your personal financial situation. 1,000's a good starting point.